find you something close to me.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm really excited because I just received a package in the mail. Today's video is going to be all about the new Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. Look at how beautiful this packaging is. I am so obsessed with this. So today I'm going to be doing some swatches on this palette, and I'm also going to give my first impressions / review. So if you guys want to see what I think about the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, then keep on watching. Now I might sound a little bit odd in this video because I am still getting over a cold. I hate getting colds in the summertime. It's just the most useless thing ever. Let's get back on to this palette. So this is the gorgeous packaging of the Modern Renaissance palette. It is this really nice, like dusty, rosy, pinky, purpley color. This is probably one of my favorite colors, but it's really hard to describe. I think it's kind of like a dusty rose color, but I think it is just so gorgeous. On the back of the palette you can see there's a little picture of all the shadows that you're going to get, as well as a little description that reads, an essential eyeshadow collection with 14 shades including neutral and berry tones. So this palette does have a total of 14 shades, and they are all 0.02 ounces each, so there is a total net weight of 0.7 grams in this whole palette. Now let's get on to the insides. Just opening it up like this, and out comes the glorious palette. I am so excited about this. So the packaging for this palette is the same color as the box that it comes in, but it is in this really nice like suede material. Oh, it just feels so good. So this palette is just a little cardboard box with this velvety material glued on top of it. This kind of reminds me of the old Urban Decay packaging. If you guys remember, they used to have like little cardboard palettes as well with just a little fabric overlay before they changed into their harder cases. So this is very similar, and I really like it. Like I said, I really love this color, and it does match my nails today. So now if I just open this palette up, the little plastic sheet comes out like that, and you have these gorgeous shades here. Oh my god, I am so obsessed with these right now. So as you can see, this palette comes with a little mirror here that has just a little a piece of film on it to protect it, and it also comes with a little brush at the bottom, which if you pull this little piece of ribbon, the brush comes out, and it is dual-ended. I'm really excited about that. So this brush is actually really cute, and I think it would be really handy as well. On this side it kind of has a more dense side brush, which is really good for packing on shadow, and then it has this more fluffy synthetic brush on the other end. Now when I first heard about this palette, I was worried that it was going to be full of oranges and pinks and reds, that it wouldn't be really wearable for every day. As you can see here, you have a really good neutral side over here. You have quite a few mattes as well, and you have a lot of neutrals. This palette does have a few bold colors as well alongside the neutrals. So you can see here you have red ochre here, Venetian red, love letter, and Realgar? I think that's how you pronounce it. I think these 4 shades are really pretty, and I'm really excited to see how they swatch. So now we're going to move on to the swatches from the Modern Renaissance palette. This is my very first Anastasia eyeshadow palette, so I cannot compare them to some of the previous limited edition palettes that Anastasia recently put out, but I can compare them to some of the ones that I've already tried, loved, and used before, so let's get to swatching. So the first one that I'm going to swatch is this top one called Tempura. It looks like a really nice shimmery beigey color. Oh my god, that goes on like butter. I'm just going to swatch it over here on my hand. Now this is a very similar color to my own skin tone, so I think it would be a really nice base, or maybe even as a highlight. You can like barely see it in this right now, but it is really soft and really creamy actually. That is what Tempura looks like on my skin tone. I am super pale, and I also do have a light shining on me, so it's looking quite pale and quite light. It is very soft. It is not too shimmery actually. This definitely does not have any glitter in it, but it kind of looks like, it kind of reminds me of like a satin. Over here is the shade Golden Ochre, and it's kind of like a yellowy, it's like a warm yellowy brownish color. I think this would be a really, really nice transition shade or an all over lid shade. I'm not too sure about it in the pan. It looks more gold in the pan than it does yellow. But I think it still looks really, really nice on. So like I said, I think the shadow would be a really nice transition color and crease color. I think it's a really nice warm color that would be really, really good for every day. It is a little bit different than your average like taupey brown. I don't think I've seen a color that looks quite similar to this, so I'm really, really excited that it's in this palette. So the next shade is called Vermeer, probably after Tim's Veneer. So I'm going to swatch this right along my wrist. Oh god, that is so gorgeous. So this is kind of like the pinky champagne of the palette. This is definitely a really nice shimmer. Again, because I have my light on, it is looking quite similar to my skin tone, but I assure you it is just a really nice pinky champagne color. So this next one that I'm swatching here is another matte, and it's called Buonfresco. It is a really nice muted kind of mauvey color. This kind of reminds me of some of the shades that you would see in the Naked 3 palette, but I don't think any of them are exact dupes. I feel like this shade is a little bit more on the purpley side versus like the rose gold side of the Naked 3. All of these shadows are just really, really soft. I am kind of excited to play around with them. So we have 3 more shades left on the top row, and this next one is called Antique Bronze, which is so pretty. I am so excited to be using this. This shadow kind of reminds me of the antiqued eyeshadow for MAC, but I don't know again if it's an exact dupe. I think it is really, really pretty. It is kind of like a bronzy with a little bit of rose gold in it as well. It definitely has a slight pinky goldy sheen to it, and I really, really like that. I think that is so gorgeous. I'm so excited to swatch this next one because it is called Love Letter, and it looks like this really, really deep pinky magenta color. I'm so excited. That looks amazing on my finger already. So let's just see. Oh my gosh. As you can easily see with my swatches, all of these shadows are just so easily blendable. Oh god, that is so pretty. It is a really nice like magenta, almost cranberry color, and it is completely matte, so you can definitely use this in the crease. I guess you can say this is more of an autumn palette, but I think it's going to be really, really nice for spring as well. The very last shade on the top row is called Cypress Umber. Oh my gosh, I'm really excited for this one. So this one is the deepest matte brown in the palette, and it is called Cypress Umber. It is really, really nice and very warm. For those of you who love a good warm eyeshadow palette, then this could be a palette for you. I think Cypress Umber is a really, really good shade if you like doing warm crease colors. This is definitely one to look out for. Again, it is completely matte. It goes on very, very pigmented, and look at that. That just looks amazing. This is also the darkest shade in the palette as well, so if you are normally used to having a fully black matte shadow like in the Kat Von D palettes, you do not get that in this palette. So now I'm going to move on to the second row of the palette, and the first shade is called Raw Sienna, which I'm just going to put right underneath here. This is kind of like a warm yellowy brown color. So this is what Raw Sienna looks like, and it is kind of like another mustardy color. It kind of looks a bit similar to Golden Ochre, which is up here, but this one, as you can see, is a lot more on the orangey brown side, and it looks really, really nice. I think, again, if you are into a lot of warm transition colors, then I think this one would be a really, really nice blending shade for you. So far, all of these shades look amazing, and they're really, really soft, and they look really easy to play with. So moving on to a shade that looks quite similar to Raw Sienna. This one is called Burnt Orange. So let's just get a couple swatches on there. So in the pan, both of these two colors, which is Raw Sienna and Burnt Orange, look quite similar, but as you can see on the swatches, Burnt Orange obviously looks a little bit more orange. I think this color would also look really, really nice in the crease if you do a really, really dark all over lid shade and then kind of blend it out a little bit using this burnt orange color. I think that would look amazing. This is exactly the color that I was looking for in a palette. I kept looking through all of my Kat Von D palettes, and I couldn't really find a color like this one to put through my crease, but oh my gosh, I think I found it. I think I found the perfect transition shade. So this next one is a really, really nice shimmery color, and it is called Primavera. It is kind of like a gold champagne-y color. Oh my god, that looks so pretty in the light. Can you see it? Unlike Vermeer, which is over here by my wrist, this shade is a lot more golden and a lot more warm, but I really, really like the shimmer on that one. That is just really, really gorgeous. The last 4 shades, and I'm really, really excited about these. These are some of the shades that I think completely make the palette. So this next one is called Red Ochre, and again, it is completely matte. Oh my god, that went on so, so nicely. This is again a matte shade in the palette, and it is this gorgeous burnt red color. I think that is so, so, so pretty. This probably isn't going to be like an everyday shade for me, but I think for this palette it is such a nice touch that honestly just looks so amazing. I literally cannot say any bad things about this color. It is so creamy, so soft, the pigmentation, the blending. So the next shade is also a really, really nice one. I believe this is more of a satin color, and it's called Venetian Red. So Venetian Red is a little bit more of a true burgundy red versus Red Ochre over here, and what is this one again? A Love Letter. Whereas you can see Red Ochre is a lot more orangey and Love Letter is a lot more pinky. This one is more of a good burgundy shade. Next shade is called Warm Taupe. Why is that really, really difficult to say? This is another one of the matte colors, and I think it's gonna be a keeper. I think because it's matte, some people can get away with this color being a brow shade as well. It's not too warm, but it's not too cool at the same time. Gosh, they just blend like a dream. So this very last shade I am so excited for, and it is called Realgar or Realgar. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it properly, but I think it's Realgar. But it is this gorgeous orangey shade that is completely matte. Oh my gosh. This color does remind me of some of the shades that I've seen in the Kat Von D palettes. Guys, it's gorgeous. Perfect transition color, perfect lid color. Just put it all over my face. It just looks gorgeous. So here is all the shades swatched on my arm, and guys, I cannot see like a shade that I do not like in this palette right now. I'm gonna have to put it all over my face. My final thoughts on the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. I think this one is definitely a keeper. I don't think I've ever seen a palette that has this color combination ever. I think this is a really, really nice combination of neutrals and berry tone colors, and I think the whole theme of Modern Renaissance is really, really nice, and it fits this palette really well. I love the names for each individual shadow. As you can see, I did put some of these shadows on. And I really like them. Their texture is amazing. They blend out really, really nicely. When I first started putting these shadows on, the softness and texture of the shadows reminded me of the Lorac Pro Palettes, how they're really, really soft. As you can see, Love Letter and Cypress Umber, you can already see a little bit of a dent in it, which kind of breaks my heart a little bit, but it's okay. I find whenever I use the Lorac Pro Palette, the shadows kind of blend in together and create one like very muddy color. These are definitely a lot softer than the Urban Decay shadows, but I think they are a lot more pigmented. These kind of remind me of a softer version of the Kat Von D palettes. I know a lot of people are afraid of this palette because of the bright reds and the bright oranges, but I think this is also a really nice neutrals palette. You have this side over here, which is kind of more your highlight and your more daytime colors, but you also do have on this side of the palette more of some deep transition and crease colors as well, which is really, really nice. If you are a person who loves a really good warm crease color, then I would highly suggest this palette. Not only do I think this palette is wearable for every day, I think it has some really interesting colors that I have never seen before in different palettes. Raw Sienna and Burnt Orange, as well as Golden Ochre, completely new to me. And these bright reds and oranges honestly make the palette for me. Realgar, gorgeous. Red Ochre, Venetian Red, Love Letter. I feel like I'm just naming out all of these shades in this palette right now because I think I'm obsessed with it. As an overall, I think I would definitely recommend this palette. The shadows are really creamy and really soft. They are definitely very blendable and very easy to use. Absolutely love all of these swatches that I've done. There is no color in here that I don't think I wouldn't use. I think it is very unique. I love the whole modern Renaissance theme. The packaging is just super gorgeous, and I really have nothing bad to say. Other than I'm kind of sad that when you touch these shadows, you do get little dents in them, but I mean, if you're gonna love a palette, you might as well show it. If you guys want to see some more swatches and more images of the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, then I will definitely have a blog post coming up in a couple of days. And if you guys want to know what is on my lips, then I will have a new Urban Decay lip swatch video coming out on Sunday, so be sure to subscribe for that. But I think that is it for me today, guys, and I will see you next time.